race fans, welcome to my little show about racing I like to call In the Pits with me, StockCar Scott. And as always, In the Pits is brought to you each week when I feel like it by Monte Carlo Express Delivery. Monte Carlo Express Delivery has been serving the Puget Sound area courier needs for over a decade. Please like us on Facebook. Okay. Racing didn't get started for me until Saturday morning. I didn't record anything on Friday in order to time shift it and watch practice or qualifying. Friday being the last day of the month, it was extra busy for us couriers. So with all that going on, I just did not feel like watching recorded NASCAR fare once I got home. And I learned that the toad took the pole soon enough, so so I got up Saturday early to see the Camping World trucks at Pocono. The toad ruined that one, but a bit of excitement happened early when Matt Crafton, who was leading in the points, accused Brad Keselowski of wrecking him on purpose to help Brad's driver in the number 19 BKR F-150, Tyler Reddick, to win the championship. When what I saw looked like the number 88 of Menard's Tundra there of Matt Crafton drifting up into Brad on the outside of a 3-wide with Kevin Harvick there in the Junior Motorsports 00 Silverado. Kevin was on the inside. So it looked to me to be maybe just bad timing for bad Brad Keselowski, but a bad push for Matt Crafton. I hope Crafton got a chance to see that for himself after he cooled off. That early wreck really hurt Crafton, dropping him to second in points. And so now BKR driver Tyler Reddick does lead with his third place finish. Harvick was second in the Junior Motorsports Chevy, and former Summer Showdown at Evergreen Speedway winner Cameron Haley from Canada was fourth in his number 13 Tundra. Cup driver Austin Dillon rounded out the top 5 in the number 33 RCR Silverado. The next truck race is Saturday the 15th of August from Michigan. There was another race at Pocono, Pennsylvania on Saturday, but I had to record the replay on Fox Sports 1 on Sunday afternoon because when it was shown live, it was on that Phantom Sports 2 channel. It was won by Dale Jr.'s driver, Cole Custer, in the 00 Haas Automation Chevrolet, which I really enjoyed. Second was my favorite Alabama ARCA driver, Grant Enfinger, in his number 23 Gallagher Motorsports Chevrolet. And he just missed getting caught up in the first lap crash that took out a whole bunch of cars, including the number 22 of Kyle Weatherman, Enfinger's closest competition in the points. Enfinger still leads the points over the overall points, and the next race is this weekend at Berlin Raceway in Marne, Michigan, with no TV coverage. After following the ARCA Pocono 125 online, I headed down to South Sound Speedway for the Rumble in Rochester, an evening of racing with hobby stocks, Super 4 late models, mini stocks, and the Piece of Resistance, a 75-lap limited late model feature. The Rumble in Rochester with a 14-car field. Dave Lund brought his ride down to set fast time and win the race from a 12th place starting position. The other two fast cars of number 17 Cody Erskine and the 00 of Sean Jones started behind Lund in the last line. By the end of the evening, Erskine was third and behind a surging number 41 of Anthony Juju Barbera in second. Of course, Sean Jones's evening didn't go quite that well. But back to Lund, his car wasn't just fast, folks, man. It was really sweet looking, too, in its black and orange livery that it has now. The last time I saw the same car, it had a rough-looking white paint scheme with a spray painted on number 8 on the sides when it ran at Yakima a couple of weeks ago. So I can only imagine it will be in the mix at the big Dennis Smith Memorial 100 next month. In other divisions there at South Sound, Charles Metters set a record qualifying time for the hobby stocks, then went on to win that main in his number 47 Nova. In the Super 4s, Tom Pinkowski won the main in the number 35 Ford over the 29 of Max Schroeder in second, and the number 10 of John Grosler in third, and they were both in Chevys. Oh, let me get me a quick drink here. Okay. While in the mini stocks, another division there, number 27, Josh Johnston won convincingly over the number 22 of Ken Legault in the good old PT Cruiser, who came in second, and number 14, Randy Butler, in third place. I'm a little perturbed at one of the drivers that dragged my video into a protest situation, and I just want everybody to remember, my video is for entertainment purposes only. Mostly my entertainment. So let's keep it that way, please. Entertainment. Okay. It was, as usual, at South Sound, a fun night of racing for fans and a few ruffled feathers for some of the drivers. It was a little hot, but nothing unbearable. And I am meeting more and more really nice people there at South Sound these days. So lots of shout outs this week go out to Ken, Charles, Kayla, Daryl, Byron, Kelly, Dale, Max, Scott, Carl, Dave, JJ, Mike and Marilyn and Butch, and all of his crew there at South Sound. They work so hard to make everything so accommodating there for race fans, and you know that goes for you too, Kirby. So, racing, as usual there at South Sound, was over in a timely manner, so I had time to visit in the pits a little bit before heading back to Seattle to get home just as the A was becoming the M there. And had a little time, so I logged on to Facebook at home, and I was confronted in messaging for causing a wreck during the Rumble at Rochester. Seems, it seems I had been confused with another Scott that actually drives a stock car. So I cleared that up quickly. Anyway, and then after that came the video request. Race fans and racers, I do this on my own time. And I do it in my own time for my personal enjoyment, just the way that a lot of local racers race. I mean, for the same reason. We may never be in the big time, but we still enjoy what we do. So until I do become big time, I will continue to post races in my own sweet time. Because time, folks, is really all we have. Wax on, wax off, grasshopper. Anyway, also, before turning in, I checked to see if the whole Xfinity race was recorded. It was, yay! And but I didn't get a chance to watch it until Sunday after the Sprint Cup race at Pocono. But I had followed the minor league race there at Iowa on my Boost Mobile, so I saw that young Ryan Blaney in the Penske discount tires number 22 Mustang made up for his crushing loss to the Toad last weekend at the Yard of Bricks. J.J. Yaley was the only Cup driver in the field of 40. So it was wide open for all the regular Xfinity talent and a few newcomers like Ben Rhodes driving for Dale Jr. in the Junior Motorsports number 88 Camaro. And Phenom Eric Jones came out from Pocono to run in a Joe Gibbs racing car. Jones had to start in the back because the driver another driver qualified his car. So with the switch, he had to go to the back. There was no real big shakeup in points as I had hoped. Chris Buescher lost a little ground there, being the worst of the finishers of the top 5 in Xfinity points, drivers' points, and he finished 13th, while Chase Elliott maintained 2nd place in drivers' points with his 9th place finish in his Junior Motorsports number 9 Napa Camaro. Ty Dillon in the number 3 Camaro gains a little, but still he's still in 3rd place in points after his 4th place finish at Iowa. My favorite Alabama Xfinity driver, Bubba Wallace, piloted his number 6 Roush Mustang to an 11th place finish, maintaining his 6th place in drivers' points. The next Xfinity race is this Saturday at Watkins Glen, New York, in a Cup race companion weekend. So, speaking of Sprint Cup, Sunday they were at the tricky triangle of Pocono, Pennsylvania. As I said about Friday, the pole was captured by the Toad. The race had hardly begun when Casey Kane's Aquafina Chevy SS got away from him at the end of turn 3, and he skidded across the track in the very same place that Jeb Burton had the day before in practice and slammed into the pit wall boilerplate barrier hard enough for his kin to feel it in Enumclaw. Pit crew helmets and equipment went flying, and crews, media personnel, and guests on pit row went running. And it reminds us, folks, of why in the pit area you gotta sign a waiver to be there. Oddly enough, when Pocono races were shortened from 500 miles to 400 miles, it caused the occasional specter of the fuel mileage race, which is what happened on Sunday. The fastest car, thank goodness, did not win because everyone was having to save fuel on the last run to the checkers. Many did not make it, and the fastest car, probably the Toad's number 18, you know, he did not get that 4th win in a row, because even though he was right behind the Joker when the Joker ran out of Sunoco fuel in his Shell Pennzoil Fusion, the Toad ran out too just a lap or so later. And that allowed his JGR teammate, Matt Kenseth, to pick up his 2nd win of the season. Other fuel-related attrition of the field allowed Dale Jr. to recover from a pit road speeding violation and a near spin on a restart to finish 4th. And with Kenseth's 2nd win of the season, no new qualifiers came up for the chase. And with his 21st place finish, the Toad moves a little bit closer to 30th place, but does not vault over everybody with another win. Thank the racing gods. As I have already said, this weekend, Sprint Cup is at Watkins Glen with the Xfinity guys there on Saturday, and NASCAR is bringing rain tires this weekend, so let's just see what happens. But this Saturday night, I am happy to have no conflicts because it is time for the Miller 200 at South Sound, and it seems to be really stacking up to be another classic. They're also going to have Legends and Bumblebees there too. If you know, Miller 200 isn't your thing, then Evergreen is having the Figure 8 Nationals at the most dangerous intersection in the Pacific Northwest. They are also having Hornets, Pro 4 trucks, and vintage modifieds. But Evergreen's big race comes the following weekend with NASCAR K&N Pro West 150 there with Nicole Baher and Braden Havens from Spokane area racing. So there's also a super late model 150 lap race there at all on the big 5/8 mile track. Last Sunday, Evergreen defending champ and Facebook friend of mine, Mike Holden, won a 50 lap feature on the 5/8 mile track in what appears to be a new Ford race car for him. But this weekend is the Miller 200, folks, at South Sound Speedway. It always draws a big crowd of drivers and cars and race fans, so that's where I'll be. You know, that's where I'll be this Saturday. You know, but I'm like I tell everybody every week, you need to find you a racetrack to go to, whether it's Evergreen or Yakima. I don't know if they're having anything there this weekend, or even dirt tracks like Elma and Gray Harbors. You know, racing is great, and you know that's where I'll be because I am StockCar Scott, and this is In the Pits. Thank you very much, folks, for watching. I appreciate it, and until next week. Thanks again for watching, folks.